welcome to the weekend. This week we're heading into a world we haven't talked about just yet, but it is one of my favorites, and that is the world of Zyathe. And it is a world created by the great friends over at Cube. I have pinned their web address over into the chat, so if you guys would like to go check that out, I hope that you will, especially after exploring a small piece of it tonight. It is pretty spectacular. They've been creating some stories for a couple of years now. I want to say a few years, but I could be wrong. But they're pretty amazing over there. They've got campaigns and some one-shots for those of you who like shorter stories. And so I hope you'll go check them out because that's where we're headed to tonight. Small disclaimer before we start. This story, as they say over at Cube, is still a tale in the telling. So I am going to do my best to avoid spoilers for anyone who is playing through the Red Star Rising campaign, only because I don't want anyone to get to that part of the story and already know what's going to happen, or feel like they've missed out on something because they're creating their own stories and I may or may not have ruined it just a little bit for them. So I'm going to do my best to stick to just the part of the story that our campaign told, because it's not quite a story like Lost Mines of Phandelver, who has been around since many of us were even born and telling stories, or in some ways, and it's certainly not Yawning Portal that any of us would know, and it's not something that would be that anyone would know, like Vox Machina. So I'm going to try to keep it as quick and clean and possibly spoiler-free as I can. And if any of you guys are jumping into the chat and have played GUI games before, I'm going to ask that you all keep it spoiler-free as well. Of course, if you are part of the campaign that I was in, you're welcome to put as many jokes and laughs from our group as possible, as long as they are spoiler-free. And that leads into our usual stream announcements. Turn on this music just a little bit more. I am a quiet voice tonight, unfortunately. Allergies are kicking me in the booty just a small bit, but hopefully for not much longer, because next week is Genghis Khan over in Aurora, Colorado. And just in case you guys don't know, because I've been talking about it every single week, snow, yes, there is a 50% chance of snowstorms the night before Genghis Khan starts. Yes, please, for snow, only because I have never seen it in person, and I have desperately been hoping it'll be any snow at all at Genghis Khan, and try you. Well, I can try, I'm not great at people, but we'll see. No promises. We're talking about snow at Genghis Khan. There's a 50% chance there'll be fresh snow on the ground for the first day at Genghis Khan, which is next week, and brings us officially to we can talk about it, which brings us to my announcement that I will get to eventually. Right now, hopefully, don't distract my ADHD brain any longer so I can actually get it out, which is that hopefully someone doesn't like so. Well, that's because you're from Canada, Cameron. Last distraction, sorry. I don't know if I'm going to be able to stream next week because I will be there at Genghis. And I haven't quite figured out how to pre-upload a recorded stream and have it be there ready for you guys. It's a process, and I am not good at tech, as you guys have all learned the hard way, sadly. So we shall see how it goes. It's a process. Otherwise, we'll be taking a week off and then coming back on International Hearing Awareness Day. Yay! So we would be talking a little bit about hearing and hearing challenged characters in role-playing games, and of course drawing some or painting some amazing art. I'll let you guys pick on that one since we're possibly taking a whole week off, which means of course you have to use the suggestion jar because it's not picking if you all make me do it. So just saying, you guys have to have voices in all of this. And with that, we are off into storytelling mode, and if you're ready, here we go. All right, everyone. So tonight's tale to be told begins thus. So we are in a small region of Zyathe known as West Verdestia, and we are working with a group of players known as Zatis. Now, in the realm of Carnivale performers, Zatis are a little bit like what we might know as bouncers. They keep the peace, make sure those who come to the Carnivale are on their best, if perhaps excited and drunken behavior. And from there, they are able to perform all kinds of different duties. Some might be performers on the side. Some might be hunters and explorers. Others might do all kinds of different and interesting things, as adventurers often do in these kinds of tales. Our group of Zatis have been sent on a mission. They have to leave a letter at a hollowed tree, and they also have to retrieve some letters of their own that they need for their group. Now, they happen to have been crossing a rickety bridge before finding something rather disturbing. Now, I know ghosts and spirits aren't everyone's favorite thing, so if this is a tale that might make things a bit uncomfortable for you, that's okay. I recommend maybe looking away for a bit and coming back in about 20 minutes for the less scary, shall we say, art portion of the show. Until then, be prepared for some spooky spirits. After we crossed a rickety bridge, we found a strange stone cottage. A horde of undead rose to defend it before we could even approach. I was blinded in the fight, but with help, the monsters were destroyed. We barely had time to heal or restore my eyes before I felt a terrorizing presence. As I turned, a cowled spirit reached towards me, and fear and pain overtook my heart, pinning me in place. As I had the overwhelming feeling of dread, a vision overcame me. In the vision, I was casting about until I saw a hooded figure in the trees, dressed in rags, and they swayed as if in a breeze. It raised its hand towards me, and as panic gripped my heart, pain squeezed my chest, and I couldn't move or speak or do anything. Later, they told me that Fix had tried to reach into my mind, that Krynye had tried to move my body, all to naught. I was pinned into place. When the panic faded, I found my hands were on Kenna's bared chest, and everyone looked all rather worried or uncomfortable. Cray's daughter is awfully strange. I wonder why she behaves like that. Upon entering the cottage, an immediate feeling of foreboding hit me, and a vision pressed into my mind. Another vision of spirits. I wonder what this one will hold. This vision hit me, and I saw a room with hooded people chanting around a stone table. Hunda vlahmarath ta mordis vehi. Hunda vramharath ta mordis vehi. And as the chanting grew louder, a female dwarf was led by shackles, her screams muffled by a dirty cloth shoved down her mouth. I tried to flee, but again was forced to watch as the chant increased until a dagger was raised and plunged down, down, down towards the victim. As I continued to watch the cultists chanting, the ritual death of the female dwarf, someone shook me and the vision faded. Later, everyone told me I had been chanting too. Is that how visions are supposed to work? Although I immediately wanted to leave, we stayed to kill an evil caretaker who seemed to want to attack with these evil rats. I don't suppose rats are normally evil, but perhaps this place tainted them somehow. I truly hope to be far away from this place very, very soon. We left the stone cottage to make camp a ways into the woods. Karini cuddled up with Kenna, and I took shelter up in a tree, hoping to give everyone a private moment, but still standing watch. However, my thoughts pounded in my head, and I needed some help sorting them out. So I climbed down and awoke Karini. I asked why Kenna would want anyone to touch her in such strange ways, and why does she always keep slapping my booty and my back? Why do friends need to be so affectionate at all? With help from everyone, they all tried to explain that sometimes friends like to show friendliness that way, and sometimes other sorts of friends like to show more intimate methods. I glanced at Finesse, wondering if she liked those things, but was promptly warned you never touch girls without asking first. I'm not sure I understand this girls or boys. After all, aren't we all just a person? Worlds do not hold such distinctions in their packs. Perhaps if I meditate, my patron Verdestia will explain it to me. One day, I'm sure he will. After several awkward conversations throughout last night's watch, we finally left the evil cottage to finish our mission and deliver the letters. But we heard some cries for help and rushed ahead to try to attack the shapeshifters who were threatening people who were traveling on the way home. Some of our number were wounded, but we are confident our healer Anton can help them. And once again, a chill wind touched us as we traveled. I heard a wailing voice that pierced my soul. Nearing a tree, I asked Vanessa to help me, and instead of turning away from the painful noises, I tried to reach out and speak to the spirit I knew had to be there. A spirit spoke and said, "My name is Elgreta. Have you seen my husband?" The spirit said she had tried to find her husband, but instead found a soulless body, wandering mindless through the woods. There wasn't much we could do to help her husband. The undead usually cannot be restored. But we did our best to put her spirit to rest and try to thank her and guide her on in the afterlife. Later on, our character develops some rather interesting friendships, and he learns a lot in his journeys. I'm not going to go into much more detail in his story because I'd like to try to avoid some spoilers. After all, from this point forward, our party tends to be a little more strict than it was in this moment to how the campaign might normally be run. We were very silly in this one particular adventure. But in the interest of being respectful to the spoilers, I will simply say that our character did manage to grow quite a bit, perhaps even fall in love with a girl who put flowers in his hair and taught him that it's okay to have friends, it's okay to trust and work as a team, and that eventually it's okay to grow up and not to be so much of a child. Unfortunately, later on, he does go through quite a bit of a tragedy. unfortunately, he does lose some of his friends and even some of his family. And unfortunately, he does get separated from some of his friends and even some of his family. And towards the end, he does learn a little bit about what it's like to grow up and grow more. And I like to think that perhaps somewhere out there in the woods and in the wilds, he's still learning how to talk to those different spirits. And perhaps he's still a little bit with the girl that he loves, still putting wildflowers in each other's hair, and still learning how to grow up and grow their abilities to the best of their abilities. Okay, now I know that was a little bit shorter than we normally do, but I did want to try to avoid as many spoilers as possible. But to make up for it, we'll pull some extra little papers from our suggestion jar, and I hope that all of you will ask as many questions as I can possibly answer, both about the world of Zyathe and about our character that we did tonight. And of course, we're going to finish our painting, which I know is still ongoing on that video. But you'll get to see what it looks like now in just a moment. And we will hopefully finish it up, and I will show you what went a little bit wonky in my techniques there earlier this morning. But until then, we're going to go on intermission for no more than 2 minutes, I promise. And then we will come right back. Hopefully, I will see you then. Alright, you guys, so that has to be a record. Okay, so we're ready to come back. So this is what the painting looks like right now. I'm going to talk about what went slightly wonky earlier today in just a moment. And I'm seeing that once again, music is not being cooperative. Shocks no one, of course. It's like a weekly tradition now that the music just dies. Okay, so last week, what I did with it, because that's what we do, so we start off with last week. So last week we had Ada of the Road as our character. So I did 2 small panels for her, which after some polishing, I feel like came out really well, despite the weird thing that kind of happened with one of them. So this is our Salt and Trees. I think that came out pretty good once I kind of cleaned up those branches a little bit. I did go in with a dotting tool and add in a little bit of leaf definition, and that's pretty much all I did because the salt worked really well on this one. I don't know if it was just got lucky. Sometimes you do. But that kind of worked out really well. I did do a little bit of dark to kind of give the branches some definition, even though it is so tiny. Oh, I don't want to do the shadow there, but I don't know how well it's picking up on the camera. It's not like the most expensive camera in the world, but it is what it is. So there's that. This one was the one that was doing all kinds of weird things last week, if you guys will remember. So what I ended up having to do, because I don't know if I had just had the wrong brush or if I had the wrong paint, and I was assuming they were doing it in watercolor. Maybe they did it in acrylic when I watched that technique, but that was not correct at all. That was just weird. So weird. I don't know what happened, but I ended up going back in to try to create some definition, and I will bring this up close so you can see one of them. So I went in with a green, and I went back over it in white gouache. And then I went in with little flecks of gold, which I hope the light will pick up there. Yeah, it's kind of picking up. So that it would just give it a little bit of definition and a little bit of that fleck of sparkle. So I feel like that kind of fixed it a little bit. That was just so weird though. I don't know why. Normally when I'm watching tutorials, I kind of just check to see like what the background is with the artist. And then it just kind of was, it was just kind of weird that that particular one was just kind of had some odd information in it. So anyways, I don't know what happened there, but that was definitely not what I had in mind. So how strange for that. I guess it helps to unmute the music. That's what it was this week. Not broken, just muted. Oops. I must be tired. Okay, so yes, in the chat, please send lots of questions. I don't know, Cameron, if you're still here, you should definitely tell me why you do not like snow, other than the I'm stuck living with it all the time reason that most people say. I'm curious though, because everyone who doesn't like it has a different reason. So if Cameron, you're still in here, you should tell me why you don't like snow. I want to know now. It's gonna bother me. You know that I'll message you later, so you might as well just cough it up, tell me why. If you're not in here, I will message you later anyways, because I'll want to know. Okay, so what you talking about? Oh, you can't see the chat from earlier. I was excited because there's gonna be fresh snow for Genghis Khan, and Cameron was like, boo, snow. And now I want to know why he doesn't like it. That was like half an hour ago. I just remembered this from this whole time. Hi, Tori. And it bothered me. Okay, so we're working on misty trees, and I tried this thing where I use a spray bottle to help me I know I cheated. Boo. Bad, Chelsea. To help blend. It's supposed to be faster and easier, okay? Only I don't know what's up with the spray bottle, but it did not do a fine mist, okay? That was a lie. That was a massive lie. Well, that's why you don't like snow. That's not why Cameron doesn't like snow. So I'm gonna try to blend these out just a little bit, because if I don't, there's just gonna be big, great, blobby snow bits everywhere. Oh, there you are. Well, I do not like being cold and you can't ride your motorcycle. That is the most guy response I've ever heard. I'm sorry, but really? Is that really why? I don't get snow here, so I can't really have an opinion about snow, to be honest. I'm just like pretty white fluffy stuff that falls from the sky. Which I know is not at all what snow is. But like, when you don't ever get it. We get excited about hail, okay? That's like a big, huge change for us. It's like, ooh. I wish I'm a horrible Canadian. Aww. Cameron, we love you. It makes you feel better. I'm a horrible Californian. I live by the beach and I hate sand in summer. It's a secret. Not really from here. I'm adopted. That used to be a big joke when I was a kid, actually, because I was adopted. Don't tell anyone. It's true though, because my mom looks very stereotypical Italian, okay? Whatever you think of when you think of Italian, that's my mom. And then by either a fluke of genetics or just kind of how it worked out, trade you. Yeah, sure, I'll trade. U.S. immigration sucks though. And then, like, no, really, it'll take you forever. And then my dad kind of looks a bit Hispanic, but maybe mixed, because he's Native American and Irish. So he got that kind of Irish build, but then Native American coloring. And so it gives him that kind of Latin feel a little bit. Like you don't quite know where he's from, ambiguous, but you can tell he's got the indigenous Americans vibe, like maybe north or south of there, but you're not like something slightly off about it. You're in a way you're not quite sure about, and so you kind of just settle on Hispanic because there's such a wide variety of genetics there. Yeah, and my brother looks like a mix between the two, and then there's me. So that's why I got the adopted jokes a lot. Because nothing says adopted in a brown-skinned, dark brown-haired, almost black-eyed family like the pale-skinned, red-haired, blue-eyed child who's a girl and all the cousins are boys. It's like, what happened? Yes. Okay, so we managed to blend that out a little bit better. Even on camera, it looks much nicer. Whew. Problem solved for now. Okay. Unless someone has a question in the chat for me about the character, I'm going to pull from the jar. Last chance before I pull it. Okay, here we go. If you do throw a question there, I'll write it on a sticky and save it for later. Question number 1. What was his favorite color? Good, we'll do that one first because the question was, how did you make your character or name your character? And I didn't. He was a pre-generated character, so sorry. That was a cop-out question. They do happen occasionally. So, Glynn's, I don't think I ever really picked a favorite color for him. He seems to wear a lot of green, so I guess green. Forest green. His favorite color is forest green. It's now official. I haven't been playing in 4 months, but his favorite color is now green. Wait till Corey hears about this. Sorry, there's been this one fly that likes to hang out over by the art station. His favorite food is probably whatever Vanessa's eating. I feel like that's what he would say his favorite food is. Alright, good. Cool. Questions done. I'm gonna pull up my reference picture here. Sadly, there isn't enough space for you guys to like really see the reference picture. That I usually pull something from nature. Yosemite features a lot because it's got some great pics. Oh no, I'm down a pallet. Oh well. This is what happens when you don't take your ADHD meds. And you're like, you know what would be fun today? Painting! But then you like, don't care. It's fine, guys. Happy little tree. Ooh, shoot. I had such a record going. I'm trying not to say that. I just want to see how far I can go without saying that. I went pretty good. That was like 2 weeks without saying it. Oh well. I've decided I don't like painting pine trees though. Like next time I'll go back to beach. They're just fucking obnoxious. Okay. So Tori, were you here when we were discussing story time? Or were you doing bionicles? She might be at D&D time. Could be that time already. Is it 5:30 yet? 6:30 your time. Okay, this tree is too dark. Bad tree. It's my fault, but that's fine. You can always lighten it later. Okay. And then what I really need for my birthday, hint hint, is a brush stand. So I don't have to keep setting them on random things. Should I try my new brush? Let's try my new brush, guys. YOLO. Because in watercolor, you can almost always take it back, except for that 1 week when I couldn't. We don't talk about that week. I really wish I had a palette to put paint on. Oh well. See, if I had a Ray, I could ask for Ray to go get me a palette. But I don't. This is when we just learn to make mistakes. And instead, we just mix things right on top of our lid, and then I have to clean it later. Sucks. Oh well. Oh yeah, I guess it does line both sides of the path. Dang it. That's gonna be a lot of brushwork. I should have pulled a... Did I? No. That sucks. Oh well. I was gonna say I should have pulled a fan brush, but I didn't. Because then you could go fan, 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 and be done. It's so nice. But I didn't, because I'm dumb like that. It happens. Oh well. Little baby. You kind of make cute little grass. I like it. Look how cute it is. Can you guys see that? Oh, you kind of can. That's cool. Okay, we're gonna get more. Oh, hey, does Ant-Man and the Wasp, or is it Ant-Man and the Wasp? Quantumania, that's the one. Does that come out this weekend? Someone say yes. Wow, I am all over the place today. It's fine. La la la. Cute little grass. Music died again, didn't it? Darn, it had such a good run going. I have no idea why it does that, but it's been doing that ever since the update. Kind of mad. Oh, thank you! We fixed the trees. Now they look good. It's fine. It's been an ongoing thing that I'm not good at trees. It's almost a joke. Okay, there we go. Happy little grass. BRB switching to PC. Okay, see you soon. It's kind of bothering me that this music isn't working. I'm gonna see if I can fix it. Hopefully that fixed it. We'll see. Holding out for music. You can always just listen to me sing, but probably really out of tune because I have allergies. Just gonna randomly stick grass places. Grass probably doesn't grow. Oh well. It's fine, guys. Yeah, grass doesn't go there. Oh well. It's fine. It's all fine. I'm kind of liking this brush a little, maybe too much. Whee! Okay. We need to, like, let that go. Yeah, I need darker. But I'm gonna go in small spurts so I don't mess stuff up too much. And I need wet. There we go, nice and smooshy. You can always make more grass. But I need smooshy. I want this terrain to kind of look a bit blobby, if that makes sense. Remember when I made things too blobby a while ago? Now we want them blobby. That was too much water. Take it back. Okay. It's gonna seem like we're on kind of rough terrain. Just doesn't know where it wants to go. It's dark. So dark. Not enough water. There we go. Again, not enough water. There we go. Okay. Do-do-do. 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 I'm feeling a little bit of brown in here. Just a little bit of brown. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay. And we're needing some hodgepodge it. Yes. I feel bad that the music's not working, but sometimes it randomly restarts, so we'll see. I'll always try again in a second. I don't want to stop what I'm doing right here. See if I can. Sploochy. Sploochy. I mean sploochy. And we're going to go into some darker ones too. Very sploochy right there. Very sploochy. Yes. Yes. Right in there. Even more there. Yes. Yay. Sploochy path. So it looks like rain. Okay. Alrighty. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Alright, we're kind of at a pause point, so let's see if I can get that to work again. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe we need to switch to a new song. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Now it's happy. Don't know why, but now it is. That's fine. Be weird. I don't care. Okay. Let's see if we can get some real dark greens going. Real dark greens. Yeah, that'll look good. Oh, come back. I need my reference movie. There we go. Okay. So it's like... After I get this blended out, let's do another draw, which you all have. This is something for me. Happy to answer this. Any questions? As I Oh, reaching the wrong place for the jar. Okay. Alright. Not used to having straight hair. It's very strange. I don't know how you all do it. Okay. Ta-da! Okay. Ooh, share a piece of lore. Ooh, this one's tough without getting into spoilers. Let me think. Piece of lore. Well, a particular lore about the character I was playing is that although the Carnivale that he works at has two main patrons, deities, Jinx, which is sort of like a trickster god, and Kismia, which is sort of like Lady Luck. His patron deity is Verdestia, who is sort of like the forest lord. So that's your little bit of lore that I can really get into without spoilers. So that's kind of fun. You're welcome. Spoiler free lore there for our character. Any questions, of course, can be asked, and I will do my best to answer. I'm going to try to get into these mountains mostly dry. I think they are. So I'm going to try to put a little bit of gray in there. Apologies, I think I am going to have to turn slightly just so that I don't rest my arm on any of that wetness. I don't want to smudge things while I'm working. I know that doesn't give you all a very good view. I definitely don't. Paper covered in glitter. Where did this glitter come from? Arg. Thing about glitter is it always seems to follow you everywhere. And you're always just like, really? Glitter? Why is there even glitter here? Didn't even use glitter today. How is there glitter on this watercolor painting? Don't even know how this happened. It's very strange. Very, very strange. Okay. I'm gonna come in and clean that up in a second. Okay, so I need to blend out these lines. Nice clear line. Sorry, painting. Yes, I do apologize to my paintings sometimes. Sometimes you just have to. Okay, and then I'm gonna blend. No idea where all this glitter is coming from, but I can totally see it in the watercolor, and it's driving me nuts. Because I don't know where it's coming from. Apparently it's going on here. Okay. Yeah. It's definitely more mountain-like than it was. I think. Alright, so we are almost done with our little treelings here. I'm just going to go back in with the darkest colors, and then, whew, my turn for some dinner. Yum. Okay. Let's see. Let me do this one. Try to go real dark. This part's not very exciting. Sorry. am glad you are enjoying the process, Cameron. I am not enjoying having not brought a palette over here. Trying to get this gray to straight is really annoying and you can't really see. Like, this is way too dark. Dang. Oh well. Maybe I can. Might have to wash that out later. Oops. Oh well. Sorry. Okay, let's get some more dark stuff going on. Trees are perfectly dry there. I can tell that I'm losing my voice just a little bit, so I can tell that that means this is probably a good stop point too. You guys can always let me know too if you notice that my hand is in a way. I've really seen what's going on. I am aware that I don't always put my hand in a good spot, but I do try to be conscientious about that. But it's good practice to call me out on my shenanigans. That way, I'm a little more aware. Okay. I'm going through this paint grade really fast. I should get more. Dry for now. Almost wanted that mountain to be different. I'm nitpicking. Nitpick later. Okay. Make sure my brush is nice and clean. Alright guys, I'm gonna leave that there for now, I think. Oh, I know why it's bothering me. Pfft. It's because of that. Okay, I'll have to fix that later when it's dry. It can only be done when it's totally dry. But that's why it was bothering me. It was that. Okay. It's like that mountain range can't exist like this. You're right, can't. Okay. But this edge is gonna bother me if I don't fix it. Be staring at it all night. Even though I can't do nothing until it's dry. Okay, there we go. It's voila! Mountains! With misty trees, sort of. Okay. Barring that one instant with spray bottle. Lesson learned. Do not buy spray bottle from health store. Buy it from art store only. Now we know. Okay, so this is where we're going to pause for now. I'm going to clean it up in the morning when things are a little less crazy. And then I will post to Instagram. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, you're more than welcome to pop up over there for updates on where the art's at tomorrow after it's dried and polished perfectly to perfection. And the lighting is actually shining through the window because I have an east-facing window, sadly. All right, and that will be that for this weekend. And I did not sadly get to the part where I could use the toothbrush I promised you, so I will put that in there. Maybe I can even do a little bit of a mini video where I show you how do you use a toothbrush with watercolor. Sadly, I did not get to that point tonight. Well, maybe, nope, don't even try it, because that's how things go wrong with watercolor, and that would be so obnoxious to clean up. So obnoxious. So no, we're not going to do that. Nope, I lied. But yes, so next week, Genghis Khan may or may not have a preloaded little mini video with dice and fun things going on then. Otherwise, I will see you in 2 Fridays for International Hearing Awareness and a fun adventure with a deaf character. Until then, I hope you guys are all having amazing weeks and amazing weekends. And don't forget to feed your inner adventure mimics with lots of stories. Have a great time, you guys.